Many men and many women do not wait around a man or a woman who's left them for a pick-me. And many a times, pick-me friends, pick-me family members, pick-me parents, pick-me colleagues, all of these pick-me people will target people who are not pick-me's. And many a times, people who are not pick-me's, they mind their own business because they keep their head down and they do their own thing. And most of these pick-me's are the ones who are out there and about, and they are nothing about their own business, but they are more concerned about who is this man and who is this woman he's hanging out with? Who is this family member talking to? What's the gossip in the family like? Oh, is this colleague performing better than me? I'm gonna go ahead and be a pick-me and put in all these information which is fake, do everything that I can in my power to make sure that I look like this person, and this person who's actually secure, who's actually independent, who's actually a fucking boss, female or male, because these people do not live for human beings' validation. They live for their own validation. And unfortunately, these groupie pick-me's, they don't understand that because they have surrounded themselves with pick-me's, and these pick-me's have pick-me's who they compete with. And when you come along as a wholesome man, as an upstanding woman, a pick-me man, a pick-me woman should be with each other, and they also end up with each other because they are easy people. Getting inside them and outside them is fucking easy. Getting their attention is even easier. Flaunt a little bit around them as a woman or be in your masculine energy, and the woman will flock around you. These men will come around you, and when you say no, these are the same pick-me's who will fuck you over. And how they fuck you over is by playing dirty. They have groups. So they involve others who can come and attack you as a solid woman, as a solid man, just because you do not want to get involved with their dirt and with their bodies, which is for everybody. And just because you are exclusive, and just because they can't touch you, and just because they do not get your attention, they start to compare themselves with you if they are of the same sex. And they will start flaunting their ass and tits around you. And you're like, why the fuck is this woman coming around me showing off herself? Because first of all, even if you were a man, at least for me, you would not be the woman I would go for, because you're not my type, man. And if I was a man, I would honestly be so turned off by women like this, because you're fucking easy, man. Same applies to men. A man who comes around every piece of ass that moves around him and he wants to flaunt and get her attention. Are you for everybody? And how do you expect a woman to take you seriously if you are for every woman and you are so materialistic and fake, and you only like what you see, and you only go after what you see, and you never stop at one? So you, my friend, are a public property. So men like you and women like you are okay to exist, but then exist within each other. But the problem arises when you are not sticking in your own lane and you're going across the lane to somebody else. And when that somebody else who's not of the same value system, who's not of the same brought up like you, they don't fuck with your lifestyle. And just because they say no to you, you start telling people that you've been sleeping with them. Own up to the fact that you are a pick-me, and go after men and women who are actually okay with you being a pick-me, and they are also of the same value system. If you are embarrassed of you being a pick-me and not having your own self-control, then work on your insecurities, work on your self-respect, and understand as to why you are the way you are. You are grown men, you're grown women going after grown man and a grown woman who is handling her own, who is handling his own. And honestly, people have goals, people have jobs, and people have families, people have other priorities in life. Not everybody's priority is a man or a woman, or just being picked and getting validation from people just because they want to be accepted. We are not the ones who are looking for acceptance, especially from people like you. And you need to stop comparing yourselves to people like us. And yes, for a little while, pick-me's get all the attention. They get all the validation because they are master manipulators as well, because they also do not have anything else to do in their life but only to plan and plot and stalk and go after people who have no idea of their existence just because they want somebody you are with. And therefore, pick-me's know everything about our lives, but we are not even concerned about them. And in a situation like this, with an obsessed pick-me, they try to imagine everything that you do like they would do, and they start obsessing over your social media. They start obsessing about your clothes, your hair, man or woman, because they start to act like you, move like you, study you, because these women and these men are con men and con women. God gifted them with things, and God gifted you with things, but you used it for your betterment, because your goals, your morals, your human being with a value system. These people use the same gifts that God gave them to abuse, to scam, to hurt, to cheat, to lie, to slander people who are harmless, because they can never be like us. And these people already know that they can't be like us, but they're way too cocky and they're way too proud, just because they are somebody who get picked a lot because they are pick-me's and they feel their looks is everything. And therefore, just because you look good in their mind, looks are subjective, and they feel like you may be a threat, and therefore they come after you. I will never understand how a pick-me thinks, because I don't think they really have any kind of self-respect in them. Because if a pick-me had some self-respect, she would pick a man, he would pick a woman for himself, herself, and not share him, her, and not share themselves with anybody else. And pick-me's would also not allow another man or another woman to join themselves in the bed and then call them, oh, that's my man, that's my woman. No, I believe pick-me's are shapeshifters. Pick-me's shape-shift to any version of a man or a woman that they are dealing with in the morning, versus they will shape-shift based on the woman or the man they're dealing the same evening, and so on and so forth. So pick-me's, really, you need to understand, do not really have an identity. So these pick-me's are able to be con men and con women is because this is kind of like their profession, because this is what they do and they have been doing, and everything about their life, their job, their family, their friends, their lovers, it's all made up. Think about it. Because if a pick-me is hidden, then he can manipulate whoever the fuck they want. But obviously the truth comes out and everybody knows who's a pick-me at the end of the day, because insecurity is screaming when we look at you. Therefore, pick-me's will never be able to bag a man, to bag a woman who knows exactly what they are dealing with, who can see through the bullshit, and who's got their head on their shoulder. A grown man, a grown woman with their priorities in place, and they know who they have at home. And if you are single, you exactly know what type of man, what type of woman you're looking for. And you're not here spending days and hours waiting for a text from a man or a woman, or for a man to look at you from across the room. And there are women and men who keep staring at me just to get my attention, just to let me know, oh, I'm the bitch he left you for, to all the women. Or to the men who just want my attention. I do not go for people who are readily available, and I also do not go for people who are just evil, bad people. It's a turn off, and however beautiful you may be, you're ugly to me. Because I see you in places which is a regular to me, and I can walk past you and know everything about you and still act like I know nothing about you, because I honestly only give attention to people who I want to pay attention to, and friend circle who I want to be friends with, and family who I want to be a part of, and people who I want to be involved with. So at the end of the day, if I don't get the same energy back from people, it's a done deal. I'm out, I'm gone. I do not care who you get involved with from my past, and you don't need to prove me nothing. Try to be understanding with these groupies and pick-me's, because your goal is about having a family, is about being your self-made man, woman, whatever it may be. You have dreams and you know what's your divine destiny. And if it's not, you are after your purpose. You are after your calling. Your existence is bigger than a random pick-me groupie who is trying to get your attention, irrespective of whatever sex they are. They are probably obsessed with a certain human being, and because you are that human being or you're attached to a certain human being, these people will do everything in their power, like a 9 to 5. Wake up and stalk this woman, stalk this man, eat, repeat, stalk. And that's all they do, because they do not really have a to-do list for their life. And these are the type of people you want to indulge with and even argue with? I don't think so. To understand the psyche of a pick-me, just know they throw themselves at a man or a woman instantly, whereas you would want to get an understanding of a man and a woman and then eventually commit to this human being. A pick-me will follow you around like a damn dog and hide in the bushes, go to the same places you go to, call the people that you know to know about you, whereas you will focus on yourself. You will do your things that you need to do. You keep your head down and you water your grass. Your grass is green and their grass is brown and dried and dead and barren. But they still be watering everybody else's grass because they do not really have a life of their own. Like I said, they do not have an identity of their own. And so when a man and a woman do not give them attention, they get consumed mentally by it. So they don't believe that they will ever be anything in life, and for them everything comes crashing down. For us, if we lose our security, then that is something that we will be worried about, but we will bounce back and fight back and go back because we have goals and we have certain timelines that we are trying to go. And yes, we have life experiences. Nobody is perfect. You're not, I'm not. But at the end of the day, we move on. If something's not meant for us, it's not meant for us, but we still keep our eye on the prize and we have a relationship with God. But these pick-me's and these groupies do not have any such relationship with God anyways, because if they did, they would have more morals and values for their own body and they would respect another man, another woman. I, as a woman, will never hurt another woman, but I will protect myself and I'll do whatever it takes to protect myself. So it goes for a man. But these men and these women, sometimes they hate their own kinds, and if they don't hate their own kind, they hate the man and the woman that they can't back. And if they actually are obsessively in lust with the man or the woman that they want, the man or the woman that they're going after is after somebody else altogether. And that's always going to be that way. Because you can't make a man, you can't make a woman, you can't make another human being like you. They can pick you because you're easy, but unfortunately pick-me's confused for being picked, for being chosen, for being liked. Pick-me's can have everything multiplied in the 3D reality than you, but you have self-respect. You have independence. You put yourself first. So at the end of the day, when it comes to you being a high value man, you being a high value woman who can hold your own, you guys don't need to waste another minute over a pick-me to make you feel small and make the world see you like a groupie. Because groupies and pick-me's are used to, and they've only seen certain kind of treatment that they get from whoever they're interested in whatever environment. And when they see the same people treating you differently, hurts them. And so they get down and dirty with you. And for everything that you have lost over a pick-me, just remember it is good riddance. But honestly, do not lose your own self and do not dumb yourself down just because you are with a pick-me friend, colleague, family member, lover. If something does not sit right with you, and if something is not about your moral values, if something is affecting your money, your job, your security, if somebody is influencing how the world sees you, I do not give a fuck who they are. If they're not changing their ways, and if they're going to bleed that out on you and make you feel like you're missing out in life just because you're not a pick-me, hold your ground, keep your head high, and walk the fuck away. If you are somebody who has a spirit which is extremely strong, and you don't need to dim your light just because you want to fit in with people who are actually threatened by your light. And these pick-me's are threatened by you, and therefore they want to make you feel like you don't fit in, when in reality they want you to fit in so desperately, because if you do not fit in, then you will stand out. And when you stand out, the spotlight has gone off from them. You are also responsible who you're involving yourself with, and you need to understand what is this person's moral values, and you stay in your lane. But unfortunately, people don't know how to stay in their own lane because they're always so interested in jumping off to somebody else's lane. And if that happens, you make the way so they can crash. You focus on you. Don't lose yourself over people who do not even have an identity. You can't make a man, you can't make a woman, you can't make another human being like you. They can pick you because you're easy, but unfortunately pick-me's confused for being picked, for being chosen, for being liked. And when reality hits, either these pick-me's and groupies can just let it go and find another one in their roster, because they have a pipeline of men and women that they can bounce off from one to another. Therefore, it is very easy, and therefore they're very prideful for being a pick-me in the name of a bougie player, a bougie man, a bougie woman, or somebody who is a pick-me in disguise. And these are the pick-me's and groupies I absolutely fucking hate. And these are the fake emperor, empresses, supposed to say, who are pick-me's, who will go after the real ones. And that's when I tell you to protect yourself, because shit will hit the fan when reality strikes. Instead of learning your ways and changing their ways, because everybody can change any moment of any day and leave their past behind, they see you as a threat. And therefore, they try to steal your energy, your vibe. Well, you're somebody who changes probably every day. So what the hell are they going to do? Keep playing catch up? Because they honestly look like clowns to me when I see them acting exactly like I'm acting. But what I do is inbuilt and I'm birthed with it. But you trying to act like me makes you look like an absolute joke. And I will make sure you see that I watch you trying to be me. You are a man who is a pick-me, or a woman who is a pick-me, and there are many other females and males who you may have gotten their man and their woman from. But that does not make you a better version of any type of human being surrounding us, because the way people see you is sloppy seconds. And you guys got something that most of us gave up willingly. And even if we did not give up willingly, you have the heart to come to the woman and the man who you stole from to hurt them further. Who are you? And do you have a conscience? And if you came in with your fake self spirit and everything about your life is fake, and if you bagged something that I had, human being or a thing, it's good riddance. If somebody is real, they would be with real. They would not go for fake. And you are fake. And if this is a man will never be able to keep a good woman, because if he's a pick-me, he's a player. And players cannot keep wifeys. Just remember, you being a pick-me and a groupie, you involved yourself in this XYZ person's life without even knowing them, because you are obsessed, you are possessed, and you want this woman or this man's attention so desperately. You've put your name, your image, everything on the line. We didn't get picked. Too bad. We didn't get picked. We're not like you. We don't think like you. We don't care if we didn't get picked. We don't even care if we got dropped. Our life is bigger, and we believe in divine destiny, and our mental capacity, our intelligence is way higher, where yours doesn't even begin. So please stay the hell away. Please keep your beauty, your looks for people, because men and women treat you like this shit. Go towards them. And God already tells me who deserves your attention, who deserves your love, who deserves your ignorance. People like me who do not really give a shit as to what is really going around you, behind your back. As long as it's not reaching you, let dogs bark. Because dogs will keep barking with everything that passes by, unless they're not coming to bite you. Because if they bite you, you chew them and throw them off. You stand up for your own self. And that's what I'll always tell women and men like you and me. Go through a lot, because there are way too many groupies and pick-me's. And the worst is who are not accepting and in denial they're actually groupies and pick-me's, and they are the ones who are obsessive, delusional, possessive after a man or a woman. But if you're a good person, I'll fuck with you, but I will also not get involved in your lifestyle. That's how I see people, because I see people for who the fuck they are. But I don't respect groupies who come after me to show me that how less of a person I am because she got picked over me. Are you interested in me? And if my man left me for you, best believe if you're his type, you're definitely not my type. And these are the man or woman who are groupie men and groupie women trying to act like they are the wifey or the husband, or they are like the prize that everybody needs to have. And if you don't have this pick me female, pick me male in the name of a catch, then your life is destroyed and your love life is nothing. Low-key, if you are in a circle of pick me's and groupie men and women, you will try to fit in. And from inside, you feel so empty and disgusted about your own self when you come back home, is because your spirit is telling you that you are not a pick-me groupie, but you are just too scared of lonely and you want to fit in. I've been there, and it's not a pretty place to be. Because if you are somebody who has a spirit which is extremely strong, and you don't need to dim your light just because you want to fit in with people who are actually threatened by your light. And these pick-me's are threatened by you, and therefore they want to make you feel like you don't fit in, when in reality they want you to fit in so desperately. Because if you do not fit in, then you will stand out, and when you stand out, the spotlight has gone off from them. And that's their mentality, because they're selfish and dumb. So let people live. And if people do not want you to be involved and a part of their life, they don't want you to be a part of their life. Learn how to accept rejection, and learn how to go after people who you fuck with and who fuck with you, groupie, pick me or not. And do not dumb yourself down just because you are with a pick me friend, colleague, family member, lover. If something does not sit right with you, and if something is not about your moral values and your standards, you can always let them know that. You can also distance yourself. You don't need to cut relationships. But if something is affecting your reputation, if something is affecting your money, your job, your security, if somebody is influencing how the world sees you, I do not give a fuck who they are. If they're not changing their ways, and if they're going to bleed that out on you and make you feel like you're missing out on life just because you're not a pick me, I'm here to tell you, hold your ground, keep your head high, and walk the fuck away. You focus on you. Don't lose yourself over people who do not even have an identity. I love you, and let God do the rest.